Hello and welcome to the BriSCA V8 Hotstox Season 3, Round 2 here at Mudford Motor Park. We've got a pretty exciting bumper-packed night tonight for you, so plenty to go through, including a British Championship final later on. Obviously we go through the heats to begin with, and then we'll have the elimination and we'll have the rest later on. So just have a quick look to see what it actually looks like. We've got 6 heats, which will be in for groups A to D, which will be 15 laps each. The top 12 will advance through, and then obviously we'll have a last chance qualifier. Top 3 will go through to make the British Championship final. 25 laps on the final there. And then there'll be 2 sets of elimination and all-stars, which will have a mixture of the roof grades to enter into those. So luckily we won't be hopping around on the servers tonight. It'll be just simply the one, which is quite handy for me, and it will be much better to look at. So whilst we wait for everyone to turn up, we'll have a little look and see who's in this first heat in the server here. So we've got Guy Jolly, of course, who is the one who arranges all the racing and runs it all. So good to see he will be racing. Danny Scholes, and then we've got Ricky Johnson, who was first in as a newcomer on the round 1, which is where I raced last week. So it's good to see Ricky back for another event. Darren Parker, a regular, he will be there as well. Ben Watkiss, Liam, and then of course Sam Brigg. Not sure entirely who will be in the rest of the heats just yet, whether we're going to be expecting any more here, but we'll see when we go from there. Mudford Motor Park itself is a mud oval. It's completely different to what we had last week, which was just the asphalt, and it's one that is very, very tricky. It's got an outer kind of banking surface where if you go over the top, it can cause us some real problems. It's quite interesting to watch. I mean, we did this first time last season, and for me it was quite exciting to watch. So looking forward to seeing how it all goes. We've got Angleby who's just joined in, so good to see him there. Of course we'll be seeing Kieran as well tonight for his set of heats and his races, as I raced last week, and we'll keep chopping and changing it as each week arrives. So it'll be good to see how Kieran does for the first time this season. So it's good to see that the guys have all turned up for a 3rd season, and no doubt that this has been brought on by the fact that the lockdown has been extended and brought up to the end of February, running into March potentially. We don't know how that's going to end, and all the time that there is a lockdown, there's no racing in real life going on, so definitely keeping everyone entertained. No doubt pretty much all the guys here have been entertained themselves racing, as a lot of them have missed out on a hell of a lot of racing over the last year or so. So definitely good to see them here online to race. So I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing any more people turning up to this first one. Oh, actually I've got a list here of who's in which heats. So we've got Danny Scholes, of course, is an A, with Darren, Ricky, Matthew Young, so yeah, he's not in here just yet. We've got Chris Watkiss, and I think we're ready for this one, so we'll go through the list a bit later on. So let's have a look at the first grid then. in the white roofs, we've got quite a few. We've got Danny Scholes, Angle B, and then Liam B in the pink. In the yellow, on the singular on their own, is Chris Watkiss, and then we've got Darren Parker, Guy Jolly, Ricky Johnson, and Ben Watkiss in the blues. And then at the back in the reds, we've got Sam Brigg, and no silver or golds in this heat. So as you saw last week, we are actually doing rolling starts for this season, so something exciting, and away they go. And there's Liam already getting up on two wheels nearly, so a good start there for Angleby with Danny Scholes. Oh, getting it slightly wrong. It's unusual to see Danny in red, so that'd be good to see her in a slightly different livery. We've got Chris Watkiss under threat now from Darren, who goes very, very wide and up on the bank. Guy Jolly is there. Oh, and Chris Watkiss has been spun round by Darren, so that's Chris is going to be pushed down to the back of the pack already very early on into this race. Angleby and Danny Scholes are battling out here and exchanging paintwork very, very early on, with Angleby nearly losing it and a little bit of lag. Oh, a fair bit of lag there. And that's Sam Brigg. Big accident, goes into the pole there and somehow flips back over on his own. So that was interesting to watch. Danny Scholes, big time, goes into Ricky Johnson, who spins out and he goes over onto the banking, so he's out the question for this race. So it's really, really chaotic, quite hectic, very physical early on. Liam spun round as well. So Ben Watkiss is now leading with Darren Parker in second, Guy Jolly in third, and he's missing his roof. So Danny Scholes has managed to stay in fourth position, so she's doing pretty well for herself there. More lag. Oh, Sam Brigg big time into the barrier, so not sure what happened there, because it looked like he was doing that on his own. So Sam is really struggling here tonight. So we've got Ben Watkiss. Oh, that's Darren Parker, who's gone up on over the barrier, over the bank, so he's going to slow himself right down. He's in third currently. Let's have a look, see where Ben Watkiss is. Look at that, Ben Watkiss is nearly half a lap ahead of everyone else, so really doing very well here. Up there in first position, Guy Jolly in second, Darren Parker third, and Sam Brigg is still upside down. Doesn't look like he's reset himself, so maybe he's just given up or retired. Chris Watkiss is up to fourth, so this is good for Chris. He's moved up to a yellow grade, and that's more lag, so we do apologise by the lag, because that's kind of affecting things here. Danny Scholes is now down to fifth. Angleby is sixth. Real big lag, so not entirely sure what's going on here. And that's Ricky Johnson over in the barrier. I wonder if they're all been affected by the lag, potentially. So Ben Watkiss still leading. Liam is now being lapped. Guy Jolly still in second, and Darren all the way halfway around the track, and he's over the dirt par there and comes back in to fourth. So Chris Watkiss gets ahead of Darren now, so that's not too bad. Danny Scholes, oh, bit of a push, and she's off the circuit, and I think maybe Ben did a little bit of that, not entirely sure where the contact was, but Darren Parker off again, so Darren's struggling as well. As I say, I do wonder if some of them are affected by this lag. So it looks like the race potentially finished, or nope. So that's just me and Darren in the lobby, and I think they've given up on the massive amounts of lag, so do bear with us whilst we try and sort out something with this, as it's certainly affecting the racing. So we'll hold on and wonder if the race gets restarted. Yep, so confirm that they are restarting because of the lag. So let's rejoin then with heat number 1 as we hopefully get this underway quite quickly, so that we don't delay too much for tonight. So the last thing the guys needed was a delay right at the beginning, but we are quickly back into the server here. Everyone should ready up fairly quickly, and fingers crossed we will have no lag in this restarted race. Liam B's just readying up. There we go, and we are ready. So I'll get myself back into a better position, being out of the race. So back into the original grid positions. It's a full restart. It's going to be a real shame for those who did advance to a really good lead, especially Ben Watkis, but there was a fair element of everyone else going off because of the lag, and that's Sam Brigg who's decided to leave the room, and I wonder if Sam Brigg is the one really struggling with the internet that's affecting everyone else. But away to go. Danny Scholes is leading then as the white roofs all come together in the first few corners, and at the moment it seems to be a fairly even start compared to what it was in the first race. And it's Chris Watkis, though, he goes big time off over the dirt bank, and he is going to put himself right at the back now. So Liam is leading with Ben Watkis. Look at how quick Ben is around here, and I'm trying to think, and I wonder actually if I think Ben was really quick around this last time as well. It just seems to be a really comfortable track. Well, look at him, he's just absolutely on form here. So Ben is leading. Oh, and that's a big accident. That's Danny Scholes and Guy Jolly that was off. Guy Jolly got away with it, but he's going to be further down. But Danny Scholes, she rolled it big time, so that's going to push her much further down. Liam B is in second as Ben goes fast and into the lead and gaps everyone else. Ricky Johnson now fighting with Liam, so Ricky, he's now up to a blue grade, so that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for him. Darren is now fourth, and Darren looking a little bit more consistent than he was in the first heat, so definitely Darren affected by that lag early on. Guy Jolly is in fifth. Angleby is up to sixth now, so but Angleby loses it on his own. He's over the dirt bank and he resets himself, so not a good start for Angleby there. He's now going to be lapped by the really quick Ben Watkis as Ben comes round to complete another lap. So Danny Scholes is also struggling with this first race. So we've got Ricky Johnson who's just having a bit of an issue trying to get past Danny here. Darren closing up behind. He needs to get past Danny very quickly, which he does, but Danny's on his inside, so Danny could cause more issues. Guy Jolly nearly avoids just going over the dirt bank there. Liam is still in fifth. Chris Watkis, but Liam goes over the bank as well, so Liam just quickly gets back on the no, and as I say that, I was going to say Liam got away with that, but getting back onto the track, he just dug himself right into that dirt there, and so that slowed him down a fair bit. This is getting quite interesting now with the back markers. This is kind of a circuit, because people go off quite easily and they tend to go off quite big. A lot of back marker racing tends to happen as well. So Ricky Johnson's still in second, so he's doing well. He's managing to get past Angleby this time. Guy Jolly is in third, so Darren Park has been pushed down to fourth. Guy Jolly up into the last podium position. Look at this, Darren is now struggling to get past Danny Scholes, so get out of the way, he says. And Danny is now fighting with Chris Watkis with what looks like two go-karts rather than sprint cars. But Ben Watkis comes around for an extra lap, and we're currently on lap 12, counting down as they go past, with Guy Jolly still in third. Is Darren going to catch up? They're looking at the moment. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. Ben, that's Ben's lost it. So Ben, big time somersaults off the track. Can Ricky catch up? And there's Ricky. So Ricky's still in second. Ben just about gets away with it, but Ricky is now very close to Ben, and if he makes another mistake like that, that means he's going to lose it to Ben, to Ricky. So Whoa, Danny, look at that. He gets the win, and he takes out Danny. So I wonder if Danny had something to do with that. That was quite aggressive there. So, but Ben gets the win. Ricky gets second. Darren's going to take third. So Guy Jolly must have made a mistake. There's Guy Jolly. He takes fourth in the end. Liam is going to take fifth, and Angleby will come round to take sixth, with Chris Watkiss and Danny Scholes taking seventh and eighth. But that was quite interesting, with Ben nearly losing that lead really late into that race. But that's heat one over and done with. Don't forget that because of the multiple heats racing against each other, there won't be the top guys going through straight from the heat, so they'll have points added up towards the end after the sixth heat is finished. So it'll be a real mishmash of who will be in and who will be out of the heats for the first part of this event. So we'll be going on to heat 2 now, which is going to be a slightly different set of guys to race. So Group A will stick around, and Group B will come in to replace Group C. So to come in here, we've got Joe McCall, which is Mad Joe. So he will be in. Rob Pellet is expected to be in, but news is that Rob is unable to make it because he was running late. Whether he will return later on in the night will be interesting to see, but we will see. Harry Cook, so good to see Harry returning for a second round. Harry known for the touring cars with of course Darren Parker. And then we've got we did have Mike Kuipers also from the touring cars. So good to see more and more guys joining in from the touring cars, but unfortunately Mike was unable to make it. He had some other arrangements for tonight, so we won't be seeing Mike Kuipers. Andrew Duddy will be joining, and then potentially whether they will get any extra guys to move from different groups, as of course Group B has lost 2 drivers, so I wonder if they will move them around slightly, but we will yet to see. Looks like Kieran's joined in, so maybe Kieran will be part of Group B now. Well, there's Mad Joe, so that is Joe McCall, and of course Harry Cook. Stock's car also joining in this, so yeah, I wonder if that will be it. The good thing is the lag did not return for the restarted heat, so it wasn't a reoccurring thing. Whether we will see any more lag later on evening, we'll be seeing that hopefully not returning. So can Ben Watkiss take another dominating win? Because from what we've seen so far, Ben is very strong around this circuit, and yeah, interesting. Sad to see Sam Brigg not returning in that race with some issues, and I'm wondering whether he's trying to get back into another heat here. That will be remain to be seen. Sorry. So Kieran has disappeared. So Kieran, I think, has been moved on to another group, and I think we may have the final people in ready for this race as we wait for Guy to ready up and to start this second heat. I've just seen that they are waiting for Danny Scholes to return, because Danny, unfortunately, I think she quit a bit too keen. She did not realise that she's in this heat, so she needs to come back, and so I think they're just waiting. Well, there's Sam Brigg, so that's good to see Sam here. Whether he's in and out trying with his issues, and I do wonder if Sam was the one that maybe brought on the lag in the server Hopefully not, and hopefully it doesn't affect it. And hopefully we can see Sam Brigg race, because Sam is very quick and has been in the past. Whether he's quick around this circuit, we'll yet to see. So I do apologise for the wait. We are still waiting for a few, one or two maybe, drivers to turn up. Maybe a few issues going on. So it looks like we may be starting. Yep, I wonder if Danny Scholes will return later in another heat or not. Not sure what's going on with that, but we will see later on. So in the seat we've got, in the white race, we've got Angle B, and we have Hotstox car. Harry Cook returns for a second round here in the yellow roof. Darren Parker in the blue roof with Ben Watkins, so watch out to see if Ben can take another win. Ricky Johnson behind, who took a good second, so be good to see where he does, how he does. And then we've got Sam Brigg, and we've got Joe McCall at the back there in a wonderful pink roof, so that'll be interesting to see how Joe does after he did a really good first round. So as they start the rolling lap, the cars get to go on the second corner as they come round. So there's an even start between Angle B and Hotstox car, and the two get together. Hotstox car gets on the inside, pushes Angle B wide, and the blues are getting together quite closely here with Sam Brigg and Majo all kind of closing up quite quickly at the back there. So good to see Sam is continuing on with this race. He seems to possibly got rid of his issues, so Hotstox car leading then on his own. Angle B, nearly slightly pushed out with Harry Cook getting a little bit of a touch on the back end of his car to slightly spin him around there. So Darren Parker struggling, and that's Ricky Johnson, so they must have got together. So Hotstox car is leading still then with Harry Cook in second. Angle B is third. Ben Watkins is now fourth, and look how quick he is to get past. Contact there with Angle B and Harry Cook, and Harry goes over the dirt bank, and all coming back on, just about keeps it on four wheels. So Ben Watkins now up to second, and really pushing hard now. There is Hotstox car. Can Ben catch up with Hotstox car? That'll be interesting to see. So there's Angle B in third still. Sam Brigg goes on the outside and looking very quick as well. Sam. So can Sam catch up with Ben? Keep up with him. That's Harry Cook. So Harry Cook is upside down. I didn't see Harry there. Too busy in the dirt. So Harry struggling to get round here now. He had a good start, but I think he got into a little bit of trouble and just hasn't managed to get back on track to continue on up the front. So Hotstox car is, look at that, There is the Stocks car, and there is Ben Watkins. Oh, but Ben makes a slight mistake, goes slightly wide, and that's lag again. So wondering, hopefully that's not returning. But Ben Watkins looked like he was going to go off and then came back on, and physics didn't look quite right there, but maybe just the odd little bit of lag. But he's not quite catching up at the rate I think he wants to, because we're actually running out of laps with Ben to be able to catch up with Stocks car here, and you can see that the gap there is still slightly big. It's not catching. He's not catching quick enough to make a really big push or a very aggressive push for the lead. But unless Stocks car makes a mistake, it'll be interesting to see what happens further down. Then we've got Sam Brigg in third, so he's doing pretty well for himself. Angleby is fourth, but he goes quite wide. There's Joe McCall, so Joe McCall is now fifth and can potentially get past Angleby. Darren Parker is sixth, so slightly disappointing for Darren. Seventh is Ricky, so Ricky's struggling in this race, so not quite the performance he had in the first one. And it's kind of evened out a little bit here. They're all kind of going around at their own pace, and it's all quite clean. Darren drops down to sixth, so Darren must have made a mistake. Harry following round at the back, but continues on. Sam pushes him wide, but I think they're going to be on their last lap, so Stocks car is comfortably leading still, and I think he's going to take the win, as Ben Watkins hasn't managed to catch up. So Stocks car gets the win then. Ben is second with Sam in third, and that's going to be Angleby in fourth, with Joe McCall in fifth. Darren is sixth, and then Ricky Johnson's going to come round to take seventh. Where is Ricky? Ricky Johnson is there, and so Ricky must have struggled somewhere. So Ricky takes seventh. I think he'd be disappointed with that after a very good first race in second. And Harry comes round in eighth. Early days, but Harry also will be disappointed with eighth. So Stocks car gets the win. Ben the second, and Sam is third. So Ben's still showing how strong he is, but he didn't take the win away from Stocks car. So it'll be good to see how Stocks car and Ben continue to race later on tonight in the final. Up to the next heat then. So we will be looking at groups B and D. So that will be obviously the guys who joined just in there. So that's Joe, Harry, and Stocks car. I think Sam potentially has joined in with them so that he can continue. And then for groups D, Craig Kellett, Cold Racer, obviously our Gold Roof Racer, is in this one. Kieran is group D, as well as Ben, Benny, and James Billows with Chris Clare. So of course be good to see some of those names in there, some pretty big ones as well. Both Benny and Craig very quick. Kieran can be quick, but we haven't seen too much of Kieran yet, as he's only raced a few. He was particularly pretty good at the Shale circuit, and he actually took a win there, so it'll be good to see how he does at this Mudford Motor Park, which is something completely different. So as we wait for everyone to turn up, we see that we've got Benny here with Cold Racer Craig Kellett, CJ, so that's Chris Clare, and then the rest of them are just waiting in. We haven't seen Kieran join yet, so hopefully Kieran will arrive soon enough, and then we can get things going. Chris Watkins. Still waiting for Kieran, unfortunately. There he is, so it looks like the last one to turn up. Hopefully we can get it underway and start heat 3. So can Sam get a win from this one, and can Stock's Kart get a second win? Interestingly as well, to see if Benny and Craig will take a win, and will be interesting to see how Kieran does as well. So as I said, some big names in this one. Of course anyone could take a win, anything could happen, but we do have our regular winners. So the grid then for Heat 3, we've got Stock's Kart in the white roof on his own, with the yellow roofs Chris Watkis and Harry Cook quite close behind. And there's a big gap between Sam Brigg and Joe McCall, with Kieran in the red roof, with Chris Clare also in the red roof, Craig Killett and Benny lining up at the back. And away they go onto their rolling start. And away they go then. Stock's Kart gets a good start. Can he contain and maintain the lead then? So Chris Watkis is second as Harry takes a much tighter line, and quite wildly everyone else goes into the first corner as Sam Brigg takes up a good third very quickly. Joe McCall is in fifth, with Craig in sixth, CJ seventh, Benny eighth, and Kieran at the moment is at the back. Oh, but Sam looks like he's taken a wide turn and he's gone up the bank and really struggled with that. Kieran already off, so this is obviously the first time that Kieran's really kind of competitively raced at this circuit, so it's going to take him a little while to get used to it. So at the moment Stock's Kart is leading quite comfortably. Chris Watkis is doing alright second. Oh, Stock's Kart nearly makes a mistake there and he's slow out the corner, so Chris catches up quite quickly. Harry much more consistent at the moment, looking quite comfortable. Someone's hit him and that's Joe McCall. Joe McCall spins him round, and so that's a, oh look at that, that's Harry looking to, oh, it's just a commentator's curse really. That's just a Harry looking comfortable, but unfortunately Joe made a nasty little push, and that's actually Joe makes a mistake himself, so Joe there has struggled to get round the corner, so Joe drops down to 7th now. Maybe that's karma, maybe not. Oh, there's Craig who makes a mistake, so he is bouncing all over the dirt and it looks like he's grounded, so he's going nowhere, so that's going to really slow him down. Craig now is struggling early into this race. Stock's Kart leading still, so Chris Watkis gets pushed wide by Sam Brigg, but Chris Watkis comes back on, and there's Benny as well, so Benny and Sam Brigg very close here, looking very quick. You can see the different lines they take round this corner. It's quite a close race here between the from about 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th, so Craig somehow manages to get back up and salvage some of the damage, and look at that, that was a great move from Craig as Joe and Chris get caught up together, with CJ, Chris Clare at the back potentially making a move to make some space up there. Kieran is now up to 7th, so he's made some space up after making an early mistake, with Harry Cook quite close behind. So Sam Brigg has taken the lead. Where is Sam Brigg? There he is. There's Stockscart. So as much as Stockscart was quick in the second heat, Sam Brigg is absolutely storming ahead now, and Benny's got Stockscart and gets past him. So it is now Stockscart being pushed out of press. Oh, and that's Benny who makes a little mistake there. So I wonder if Stockscart was involved, but that is Sam Brigg still leading. Sam coming around to lap Kieran. Craig Kellett up to fourth. Sorry, he's still... No, actually, sorry, that's my mistake. Craig, I did wonder, the mistake he made earlier is actually put him a lap behind. I thought he was catching up, but clearly not. Craig still at the back on his own. Oh, there's a bit of a mistake there by Harry. He gets spun round, and he's been hit by almost everyone, so Harry really feeling the contact here. So Sam is still leading, but getting caught up with Kieran, so Kieran is causing problems for Sam. But Sam takes the win. Stockscart second. Benny takes third with Joe McCall fourth. CJ Chris Clare takes fifth. Chris Watkiss is going to come round to take sixth with Kieran seventh. Harry Cook, here he comes, eighth, and then Craig last. So that's something I don't think you'd ever hear being said. It's a rarity, but Craig came last in his first heat, so lots of work for Craig to progress into the final. Already on the back foot, but a good win from Sam. Stockscart did well to stick around in second with Benny potentially going to push him out, but Benny stays in third. So that was the heat 3. We're quickly getting through the heats now after the first hiccup of that lagged out group first heat, and on to heat 4, which will be a few returning as we've gone through all the groups so far. So it'll be Group D and Group C to race in heat 4. So D, who joined in here, which will be obviously Benny, Craig, Kieran, Chris and CJ, will be joined back in from Group C, who is in the first heat. So it looks like Liam is returning with Billows, and then we've got a few guys in here which they need to be removed before we head off. So whilst we wait for everyone to turn up and heat 4 to get underway, we can have a little look and see what we've got coming up later on in the season. So next week we will go to Big Valley Inner Circuit for the European Championships, and then from there onwards it's the Hilltop Stadium, Marina Essex, Big Valley Inner Circuit, and then to Bloomfield for the double point final, Champion of Champions. So that'll be week 8, and then the teams meeting is still under review to see whether people will be racing for that one. It was done in season 2, so it was quite a successful team race. It was pretty good. I was part of it and I won it, so it was exciting to watch. But that's much further down the line. We are just here at Mudford Motor Park, so we will get underway very soon, it looks like. So we've got in our heat 4 on the grid as the guys get ready. Liam B is on the front row of the grids with his white roof on his own. In the yellows we've got Chris Watkins, shot stopper, which we haven't seen just yet, so he's a newcomer. I wonder what's going on with that. Billows is there in the yellows with Jollers, Guy Jolly in the blues, Kieran, Youngie and CJ, Chris Clare in the reds, and Craig and Benny at the back. So a couple of them here who must be running late, which is shot stopper, and also Youngie, who turned up, who hasn't been in the heat yet. So good to see a few more people here in this round. So as away they go, and Liam gets a decent start on his own. The yellow's already fighting, but shot stopper, look at that, it's a good start from him as the yellows struggle behind him. So Jollers, Guy Jolly is now pushing quickly. Oh, there's contact, and Billows spins Chris Watkins out, but they get away with it. But Youngie gets caught up there as well and tries to get past both the two yellow roofs. And that is Chris Watkins, and he's over the dirt barrier, and it's three-way here between Kieran, Craig and Billows. So James Billows is up on the inside of Craig. Oh, it's a three-way there as well, and a bit of a sandwich from Craig. So it's really kicking off, and that's Craig being spun round by James Billows. Craig is facing the wrong way. He's through the boards, and he gets back on the circuit. So James Billows also facing the wrong way. It is chaos in this race so far. Shot stopper is in the lead. Guy Jolly is in second with Youngie in third. So Liam, who started in the lead, is now down to fourth with Kieran get involved, and Kieran and Liam make contact. Liam is on the inside of the circuit. Kieran is slowed down and is down to sixth. So CJ, Chris Clare, Benny are now up to fourth and fifth. Kieran recovers from that in sixth still. So oh, there's Chris Watkins over in the again. So he's struggling in this race, but leading is shot stopper. Where is shot stopper? There he is, and he's leading ahead of Youngie by nearly a half a lap. So he's doing very well. Potentially might not need to be in the yellow roofs if he continues at this pace. But Youngie has progressed up ahead of Guy Jolly, as CJ is now fourth. There's CJ. So CJ's got himself clean and staying out of trouble in fourth, with James Billows being lapped now by Benny, who is in fifth. And oh, there's James nearly pushing Benny off the circuit. Kieran's quite close to Benny, so he could potentially get past if James Billows gets Benny facing the wrong way maybe. There's our leader then, shot stopper. If he contains this will be a very, very strong win for his first ever heat. Youngie still in second. Guy Jolly is staying in third, so he's very close. So could potentially, look how quick Guy Jolly went round that corner. There's CJ, sorry, with Benny close by, and the laps are counting down for this race. Just a couple left. So still our leader, shot stopper, still leading. Youngie is catching. He's probably about a quarter of a lap now behind him. I don't think it's going to be enough laps again to catch up. So shot stopper goes on to his last lap. And it's kind of settled the race as shot stopper comes away to take the win in his heat, his first one. Youngie takes second, and then Guy Jolly's going to take third, so a good result for Guy. CJ a good fourth, just ahead of Benny. Kieran in sixth. Craig Kellett is going to take seventh. So Liam is going to take eighth, with Chris Watkins in eighth, Liam in ninth, and James Billows is going to take 10th. But the biggest shock again out of that is Craig Kellett down in 7th. So it's an absolute nightmare of a start for Craig. His first race he came last, his second he's in 7th, so he's not really working towards that final. He might have to go in the last chance qualifier unless he pulls it out of the bag for his last heat. So on to heat 5 then, after Shot Stopper gets a great win. So heat 5 is groups C and B. So of course we'll get some returning drivers. Group B have set out for one of the races, so they'll be back in. And then of course we finish with heat 6, which is groups A and D. Whilst the points are added up, we will be having a few interviews with some of the guys in the heats to see how they feel that they've done. One thing to note, it looks like Danny Scholes has not returned, so maybe she's had some issues, which is a shame. So I think we're nearly ready to go on to heat 5. Harry Cook is back in this one, so can he get a good result at least one of his heats? As I said before, he's just got caught up in with so many other people. So potentially, I mean, this one, it could be Youngie who will be the quickest. I have a good race with Joe McCall. Okay, so after a little bit of a wait, they're done. So where they go for the rolling start then with Liam and Stock's car on the front row in their white roofs, with James Billows, shot stopper, Harry Cook in the yellows. Guy Jolly's on his own in the blues, with Mad Joe and Youngie in the reds at the back. So a slightly slimmer looking group heat in this one, but no doubt plenty of action to be done. To be had, and Liam gets a good start. Poor start from Stock's cart, unfortunately. James Billows, whoa, Stock's cart is over in the air, getting some big air there. Harry Cook pushes Guy Jolly as well, so kicking off very early to this race. Shot stopper looking quick again. Forgot about shot stopper, so he could potentially take another win with this. Stock's cart looking quick though, and Youngie behind Stock's cart. So Liam is just struggling to keep the car straight as he gets pushed sideways by Youngie, with Joe McCall and Harry Cook having a bit of a tussle here. So yeah, last time Joe spun Harry round, so I wonder if there's a little bit of rivalry going on with those two. So shot stopper comes round for another lap to start again, another one. Stock's cart still in second, and Youngie is pushing him. Oh, that's James Billows, he pushes Youngie, and Youngie's facing the wrong way. So my tip for the winner is now facing the wrong way and he's down in sixth, so he's going to be struggling to take the win now. Shot stopper comfortably leading with Stock's cart in second, James Billows third without a roof. Joe McCall looking quite comfortable in fourth here. Could he potentially get a podium? He got his win last time, but will be yet to be seen whether he can do well here. So Youngie's got lots to do to catch up. Someone struggling, that is Liam. So Liam facing the wrong way. And we've got now Guy Jolly and Joe McCall with James Billows getting together. So this is an interesting fight here. Oh, Guy Jolly, bit of a tap, but he goes up on the inside of Joe, and James Billows is there as well. So James Billows is down in sixth, so he's actually a lap behind, which is a shame. But Joe and Guy are having a great tussle with Billows in between, causing disruption. So Youngie's caught back up with Joe McCall now, so Youngie could push for fourth, as shot stopper still leads with Stock's cart still in second, and shot stopper's not quite kind of getting too far ahead of Stock's cart, so they're quite even here, but shot stopper not under pressure from Stock's cart as such yet. But Mad Joe now up to third, so he's in the podium. Whoa, that's Guy Jolly just a bit too quick into the corner, so it's a slow exit, a little bit of lag there as well. So as they go in together, that's Youngie and Joe, with Guy who's a little bit further behind. But look at that exit. Oh no, Joe McCall's facing the wrong way, but that's Liam. And who else is there? Is that just Liam on his own? I think that's just Liam on his own. Oh, Joe McCall, look. Joe McCall is in the inner field of the circuit, so he's struggling. And there's Youngie. So Youngie is upside down, and he cannot be righting himself. So the winner is shot stopper. Stock's cart takes second. Guy Jolly is going to take third, with Joe quite far round, but it's all kicked off here and quite controversial. Two cars are upside down, going nowhere. So Joe McCall takes fourth, Billows is going to take fifth, and Youngie's going to take sixth, even though he's upside down, and so is Liam. There's Liam, look, not going anywhere. And then there's Youngie So, as I said, only 5 really that have managed to come round and finish the race. 2 are facing the wrong way and upside down. Shotstopper gets another win, then Stoxcart in second. So both Shotstopper and Stoxcart showing her strength here. Garjolly takes another podium, so Garjolly looking pretty quick as well. Could he get a win at some point? So we're down to our last heat, heat 6, which will be the last few to join in, and we will have a little discussion with some of the guys whilst the points are worked out into the final, and to see who needs to make the final in the last chance qualifier. Of course, one to watch in this heat, no doubt, is Craig Kellett, our gold roof racer, known for his strength in consistency, but so far he's at a last and a 6th, so he really needs to pull it out of the bag here to stand any chance of getting through to the final without having to go through the last chance qualifier. And if he does that and having to be in the last chance, again, that could be a bit of a disaster, because it's not guaranteed that he could get through and take the win. If things go wrong in that, let's say, it will be an absolute disaster for Craig for this round at Mudford Motor Park. So, a slight delay unfortunately, so I do apologise. We're waiting for this last heat to start. I'm not sure what's going on, but I think potentially we've got quite a big room, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. There we go. So a very, very busy heat, this one. On the front rotor grid then, in the white we've got Angleby, in the yellows we've got Shotstopper and Billows. Shotstopper have got 2 wins out of 2 so far, so can he get the third? Ben Watkins in the blues with Darren Parker and Ricky Johnson. In the reds we've got Youngie, Kieran and Sam Brigg, and then the back in the golds, the silver and the red we've got CJ, Leah, Chris, Claire. So a very busy heat. Lots and lots of big names, lots of potential winners, and away they go. Shotstopper gets an absolute fantastic start. Oh, but James Billows nearly spins him. So that was interesting. It takes it again, and they all pile into the first corner, and they all come round unscathed. So Shotstopper and James Billow are getting together in the first few corners, but luckily still both facing the right way. Darren Parker is catching up with James Billows and takes third away from him. Ben Watkins look already quick, very, very quick here. Darren is being pushed up onto the bank, and it gets slowed down right down into 8th position. So that's James Billows, and Darren Parker also again down, is up in the air. Ben Watkins very quick into the next corner. Sam Brigg gets involved as well with Youngie, with Benny and Kieran quite close behind as well, so very, very close this one. Angleby's leading, but Shotstopper looking to take the lead and gets up on the inside, back on the outside, and they get the switch over. So Shotstopper leading now. Angleby down to 2nd position as Ben Watkins, Sam Brigg and Youngie and Benny, Kieran all get together. Oh, that's Darren. So Darren is over the dirt bank, gets back on the circuit. So Darren having a bit of a nightmare in this race. Also note that Craig Keller is 8th, so a lot of work still for Craig to do. He's got to get past some big names. So Shotstopper still leading. Angleby is 2nd with Ben Watkins in 3rd, and Ben obviously has taken a win so far. There's four of them, 3 wide there into that corner. Kieran was involved with Sam Brigg, Benny, Youngie all getting together, as Craig's still down in 8th, so it's looking pretty dodgy for Craig so far. CJ further down with Ricky, and Darren finishing off. James Billows is being lapped now with there's Billows, he goes off the circuit. So Shotstopper, Billows back on the circuit again. There's Angleby struggling as well. Youngie gets involved with Youngie, and that's CJ facing the wrong way. That's Chris Clare, so he's now involved with Darren and Ricky. Big accident from Angleby, big accident. I think Kieran was involved as well, and Angleby is upside down and is actually taken down the start finish gate. So that's a big accident. Interesting stuff. So Shotstopper, that's CJ, big air, massive air from CJ there. Shotstopper still leading. Kieran now struggling down in 10th after that accident with Angleby. So we've got Shotstopper leading. Ben Watkins is up to 2nd as Sam Brigg and Benny get together here. So here are leaders. Shotstopper just gone past. Ben Watkins is 2nd. There's Sam Brigg, and there's Benny fighting for 3rd and 4th with Youngie and Craig now up to 6th position. So it's better than what it was earlier with 8th, but it's still not going to be a great result. He needs to be winning. He needs much better results. Maybe this is the chink in the armour for Craig. It's not a good circuit for him looking like at the moment. I can't actually remember how Craig did last time. I think he was late, not entirely sure, but Shotstopper gets the win. Ben Watkins takes 2nd, as I can't find the start finish gate, so I'm not sure where they are, but I know that Sam Brigg takes 3rd. There it is. Benny takes, Kieran, big off, massive off Kieran. So he's upside down. Look at that. He's not going to recover from that. Benny was 4th. Youngie 5th. Craig ends up in 6th with CJ 7th. Ricky 8th. Billows 9th. And Kieran in 10th. And looks like Darren quit at the end of that. Not entirely sure what happened to Darren, so hopefully we'll catch up with Darren a little bit later, and he will return. Still waiting for Kieran to there, but he's there, so he's not going to finish the race. So Shotstopper gets the first, his third win, sorry, with Ben in second, Sam Brigg in third. So Shotstopper really the one to watch and the one to stop with the current situation. So whilst the heats and the points are all added up, we'll have a little bit of a chat with some of the guys. We'll just invite some of them in for a chat. And I think we need to add in. Let's add in Craig. And let's add in Harry as well. Hello. How are we doing? Yeah, very good. So I've added just a couple of you in here just to have a little chat whilst kind of Guy works out the points to see how you've got on. So I mean, it's two completely contrasting nights of Stock Scott. You're doing really, really well. You got one win, didn't you? 2 seconds. Yeah. So Shotstopper got 3 out of 3 wins. Do you think you can beat him in the final? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Good stuff. Harry. It's been a nightmare. Yeah, I think it seems like you've just getting like spun round and involved. There was even Joe one point, didn't he, spun you around, and it's just you kind of start off well and then just get involved with everyone. Yeah. Is it circuit you've done? Is it circuit you've done before? So it's a different circuit in it. I've not actually raced it myself, and I can imagine it's all over the place. As soon as you go up on that bank on the outside, and you're out of it. So, Craig, having fun? Christ, I mean, like you've had a last, an 8th, I think, and a 6th so far. So, I'm not. No, yeah, that's 6 might have helped you, but I can't remember. Did you do this circuit last season? And how did you do? Yep. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That I wonder if you can, if you are going to get through, if you can actually get some decent results. I was wondering myself whether it's just a weak circuit for you, which is really unusual. No, of course, good stuff. Well, good talking to you guys. Good luck in the final, Stocks Kart, and hopefully, Harry, you can get through to the final, and Craig, we'll see whether you're going to be actually in it or if you're going to have to qualify for it. Good stuff. Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff. Good speaking to you guys. Thank you. So, good speaking to Harry, Stocks Kart, and Craig. We will now go into the last chance qualifier, I imagine. Good stuff. So, apologise. Just found out that nobody could hear any of the other guys, just me. So that was a shame. But maybe next time. So as we wait for the points to be announced, we've got Mad Mac Racing, who was in the, I'm sure he was in the first round, so it'd be good to see him racing here as well. I'm sure he'll just be able to join in for the last chance qualifier, or maybe just the elimination, so we will see. So me personally, I think it's Shot Stopper, the one that needs to be stopped. No pun intended. 3 wins out of 3 comfortably as well. Could be Ben Watkiss, he could push for it. Stocks Kart, no doubt, will go for the win as well. So yeah, very interesting to see who's going to take the win in the final. But before that, we've got the last chance qualifier, which is what Guy Jolly at the moment is trying to work out. So, looks like it's been announced who is in the final and who is not. At the moment I've just got numbers, so what we need to do is everyone who's not in there will be in this server, which they will work out. So I believe Craig hasn't made it, because I don't think I recognise his number on there. lots of people quitting. So it looks like we are left with some of the names expected. So Craig didn't make it. Harry Cook, we didn't expect to make it. So can Harry get through? Liam, unfortunately, didn't make it, and neither did Billows. Kieran didn't make it, so Kieran struggled with the circuit. Mad Mac Racing, he will be obviously in here as he didn't race in the heats. So Billows joins in as well, as does Chris Watkis. So I think we've heard that Danny Scholes has had some internet issues, so she's had problems with getting into the actual servers. So be interesting to see whether we see Danny Scholes return for the last chance, whether she's had too many problems that it isn't allowing her to get on. So just waiting for everyone to ready up. It looks like just Mad Mac. And Guy Jolly to ready up. So there we go. Thank you very much, Mad Mac Racing. I had to get across over to retire. Did a fantastic job of assisting me there. my poor attempt at getting myself out of the way. So this is the last chance qualifier. Then Liam B is at the front in the white roof with Harry Cook, Chris Watkis and Billows all in the yellow roof. Kieran on his own in the red roof with Mad Mac and Craig Kellett at the back in the gold roof. Quite a quiet one for the last chance quad. Oh, not sure what's going on there between James, Chris and Harry. But away they go. Liam gets the start he needs. Harry's on the outside in the yellow roof, and that's James Bellows being spun by Kieran. Kieran spins James. So James Bellows is out of the race very early on. He's got no real chance of catching up, to be honest. So Craig slots in behind Kieran, and Mad Mac, look at how quick he's already caught up. Chris Watkis big time goes off and goes into the tyre wall on the outside there. So Mad Mac looking really quick here. You can really tell the difference between him and Harry and Liam. It's the top three that go through with this race then. So not many spaces left, but not a huge grid to work out who's going to be in and who's going to be out. Kieran looking very racy in fourth as Mad Mac takes the lead, goes really wide. That's Chris Watkis again rolling. So Chris, whether he's doing it on purpose, having some fun, I'm not sure, but it's at least entertaining to watch. So Harry Cook on the inside of Liam, he takes second. So Harry's going to put himself in the best position to qualify. But that's Kieran who pushes him slightly wide. Liam's in the inside, and this is Craig on the back as well. So this is some tasty racing going on here. Everyone is really pushing for that final few positions. Two of these guys here will qualify, two will not. Craig is on the inside with Liam, and he pushes Harry out. So at the moment it's Kieran with no roof who's going through, and he's managed to get just ahead of this pack here. So Liam has got Harry on the inside, and he's got Craig on the back end. Craig gets up on the inside. Harry now on the inside of Craig, and these two are used to racing against each other in the touring cars, so they have already been on the same piece of track before. James Bellows is getting involved, and that's Craig and Kieran, and James Bellows pushes Craig and Kieran out wide. So Bellows gets revenge on Kieran. Kieran is out of the qualifying space now. So Harry Cook and Craig, and Harry's being pushed by Craig. He gets together with Kieran. Harry just gets back on the track, so it's now going to be between Kieran and Harry, because of course Craig is in a comfortable position, but Bellows is really causing some problems here. Kieran, a real big dive, pushes Kieran wide. Harry wide, sorry, Liam on the back of this. So could Liam take a position after these three fight it out? Obviously Mad Mac is leading, but Mad Mac is comfortably leading, as these three here are the ones to watch, because only one of them can qualify. Two will qualify, one will be out. Kieran on the inside. Harry gets pushed out wide by James Bellows. Harry, he was so close. He was right involved there, but Bellows is causing some right a spanner in the works here for quite a few of them. He's a lap behind, and he's just aggressively pushing other people out of the way. So it looks like it's going to be Craig and Kieran at the moment who are comfortable now in second and third. Liam in fourth, but it won't be enough quite that for Liam to qualify, as Mad Mac gets the overtake and laps Liam now then. So it's just the top six in this race, as Chris Watkins has retired from the race. Bellows gets on the it's James Bellows who pushes Mad Mac, so just trying to cause a stir again, but Mad Mac takes the win as Kieran and Craig come away in second and third. So Craig gets second, Kieran in third, they both qualify. James Bellows a lap behind. Liam gets fourth, but he doesn't qualify, neither does Harry, after a decent fight for Harry, but a little bit unlucky. And to be honest, I think it was a real shame for Harry, as James Bellows just got involved with them, and they won't be in the final. But don't worry, they will be back in the elimination races and the All-Stars later on after the final. So Mad Mac, Kieran and Craig will go into the final. The rest will disappear out of this server, and all the remaining cars from the heats will come in here for the grand final for the British Championship. So in the server then, Guy Jolly, Craig Kellett qualifying from the last chance qualifier. Shot stopper who got 3 wins, so I imagine he was top of the points. Angleby, Sam Brigg, Ricky Johnson, Joe McCall, Darren Parker, Ben Watkins, Kieran and Mad Mac, who also qualified from the last chance qualifying. Sad to see that Danny Scholes hasn't returned, so she wasn't even in the last chance, so we won't be seeing her for the rest of the evening, I imagine. So pretty much everyone is ready to head off. The final is underway, and we will get the grid ready. So, with regards to the grid on the finals, as always, it's not down to roof grade order. We have a 2x2 standard grid system, which is done by points finishing in the heats. So at the front we've got Shot Stopper with Stocks Kart, Ben Watkins, Sam Brigg, Jollers, Guy Jolly, Youngie, Benny, Mad Joe, Joe McCall, Darren Parker is next to Ricky Johnson with CJ next to Angleby, Mad Mac, Craig Kellett, and at the back is Kieran Thomas on his own. So as much as they can, the cars will go around in gridded order, and there's Joe McCall getting a little bit caught up there, but away they go, and it's a real kind of fight for the first corner. Rolls. Kieran's already off. Look in the background, I managed to spot, and Ben Watkins takes the lead, and a lot of them getting pushed really wide. Chaotic really, and that's someone else. That's Darren Parker who rolls it, so Darren's going to be out of the question, might have to retire from that because he's going to be upside down, and so is Joe McCall. Joe McCall rolls it big time, and that's Benny as well, so it's really kicking off in the final. And I probably wonder if it's because of the fact that there were so many cars all together bunched up compared to the standard gridded system. So Sam Brigg is the one to come out in the lead, as Ben Watkins and Guy Jolly and someone else getting caught up there as a three-way. Sam goes really wide and allows Stocks Kart, but that's actually spun Stocks Kart, so Stocks Kart looking like he was going to go for the win has been spun round, so he's going to push him right down to the back of the grid. Ben Watkins is second, then CJ is third, Young is fourth, Guy Jolly is fifth, Mad Mac is sixth. So looks like Mad Mac was going to be potentially really quick round here, but didn't make it to the first few heats. So Sam Brigg is leading. If Mad Mac wins this, That'll be interesting. A win from the last chance qualifier after only one race. So Craig is up into 7th, and that is Angleby and Kieran Thomas going off the circuit back on again. So Sam Brigg coming round very quick, almost to kind of overlap some of the guys, as it's quite a short circuit. Ben Watkins is 2nd, CJ's 3rd, and Youngie and Mad Mac are coming together now for 4th position. So Youngie and Mad Mac, look at that, he is really pushing, quite an aggressive push for 4th position. So our leader then, Sam Brigg, is comfortably leading, but Ben is close behind. There's no real domination as such yet. Kieran is becoming under threat from an overlap from Sam. So Kieran has not really had a great time in the circuit. So Ben Watkins now he's got to get past Kieran before he could even consider getting up to Sam. Kieran doesn't get too involved, which is the good way of doing it, as Ben is now right on the back of Sam. So Ben Watkins could potentially take the lead of this race, and Sam goes wide and he actually goes over the dirt bank. So Sam Brigg has ruined his race into the lead, and look at that, Sam Brigg has rolled the car because someone pushed him off. So from being in the lead to slightly making a mistake, and now he's out of the contention. He's out of the way from even getting a good result. So Mad Mac is up to 2nd. Craig is up to 2nd. Craig Kelly is doing so much better in this final, but Mad Mac pushes him wide. It's all kicking off here. It's bunching up, and that's what the hell happened to Craig? He ended up on top of someone there. So I'm not totally sure what happened there. So Mad Mac and Youngie are together. Sam Brigg is having a nightmare from here. So Sam Brigg is down to 10th position. Well, you can imagine how he feels. Look at that, he can't even get on the circuit anymore. He's just lost the plot, and that's not down to really much of his own fault other than the initial mistake he made. He's probably going to give up now, so probably kicking himself for that mistake, because if that hadn't have happened, then he may be still leading. Oh, that's Joe McCall. Joe McCall is getting together with Angleby, and so Mad Mac is now into 2nd. Look, I did say Mad Mac is quick, super quick round here. So can he catch up with Ben Watkins and take the win? That'd be an amazing story, and I would love it for that to happen. Nothing taken away from Ben Watkins, because Ben has been strong here. But oh wow, Sam Brigg, look at that. That was a deliberate push for Sam, and I wonder if that's something to do with the fact that he was pushed off earlier by Mad Mac. Oh, and again Mad Mac and Kieran. Oh no, it's Youngie. Mad Mac and Youngie get together. This is really kicking off in the final now. So I don't really know what to say, where to go. So let's try and find what we want. Which is Ben Watkins. Ben is still leading. He's getting involved with Joe McCall and Youngie. So at the moment it's Ben Watkins leading, the lap 19 of 25, potentially more. Shotstopper, who was leading in all of his heats and won all of his heats, is up to 2nd. Shotstopper didn't get a great start, so this is good for him. Craig is 3rd. Angleby is way behind, so Craig, this is the best result so far if he continues in 3rd. Into 4th is CJ Chris Clare, who's had a quiet one but some good results. Stocks car up to 6th after being spun around earlier on, so he'll be disappointed, but it's still a decent result. But even from 6th position, Ben Watkins is coming up to lap Stocks cart, so you can see how quick the front runners are and how everyone else is kicking off. So not sure what's going on with this. I need to change the camera again. So sorry about that. That's slightly changed. So Ben Watkins we need to catch up with, because he's going to come away with potentially the win. There is Ben, and that is the win. So Ben gets the win. Shotstopper gets 2nd. Craig gets the podium in 3rd. The best he's had all night. CJ is a good 4th. Ricky Johnson a decent 5th. Stocks car is going to come away with 6th. Disappointing, but it's not bad. Youngie is going to be 7th. Angleby's going to come round after being lapped in 8th. Kieran he, after getting involved in everything, gets a fairly okay ninth. Benny is 10th, disappointing for Benny, as he's usually up the front. Guy Jolly 11th, and then Joe McCall 12th after struggling. Sam Brigg retires. Darren Parker also retires. Darren Parker very, very early on getting involved in an accident, and then Sam Brigg, I think that probably might be looked at because Sam clearly was quite disappointed and frustrated with being pushed off the circuit. I think maybe Mad Mac, as he really went for Mad Mac. Where is even Mad Mac? Mad Mac isn't even in the room, so something's happened. He might have left as well, so yeah, interesting. Potential little bit of controversy going on with that. Wonder if they may look at it. So a good win for Ben. He's done really well tonight and dominated the first few races, but Ben Watkins gets the win, so well done to Ben. As we go into the next few races then, which will be elimination, and then we've got the All Stars, which is a different vehicle, and so the vehicle is going to be the sweeper at 270 max for customization. So in the eliminations, there'll be one elimination which will be the whites, yellows and blue roofs, with the All Stars in the same roof grade but in the sweeper car, and then a second set of elimination and All Stars with the reds and the superstars with the sweeper in the second race. And that is it. So just 4 races left, but a really exciting and interesting night so far. Plenty of action, but in all honesty, my opinion, the last race was possibly the most chaotic out of the lot. The final, normally people are a lot more racy and clean from what I've seen in the past, and it tends to be a little bit more chaotic and a little bit more aggressive come the races afterwards, because the final is what everyone wants to win. But yeah, I think some tension may be happening from this point onwards between Mad Mac and Sam Brigg. So just working out what cars we need with what drivers in the first elimination. So it looks like we might be ready for this first elimination race. And for those of you who've never seen an elimination race, slightly different to the normal heats and the final in every way. Each lap the leader goes past the finish line. The person in last position will be eliminated, and so each lap someone in last will be eliminated till the last one wins. Not only that, we have a slightly different gridding system. It's actually worked out lovely for me because I'm right at the back. So instead of gridding up in a defined particular order, either to go by roof grade or point order, it's not done in any way or form. It's just done as the game puts them in an order, and they go when the timer counts down. So at the moment we've got Darren, Liam and Guy at the front. And away they go then. So a good start from Darren, but he's wide. And oh, he gets spun round with Guy Jolly. Darren's luck is not improving for tonight. Harry Cook is leading, so Harry's leading. Can he stay there? I'm not going to say anything more than that because he's had no luck. And I do wonder if it's the commentator's curse for Darren and Harry. So Billows and Angleby get together in the corner. And so at the moment we've got Showstopper very quickly making progress up. Stock's cart gets slightly tapped and gets pushed wide, so Ricky Johnson getting involved there as well. Billows is spun round by Ricky, so James Billows is going to be potentially eliminated. It is, yeah. So far Darren, Chris Watkis and Billows have been eliminated. Shotstopper, sorry, has been spun round by Angleby, so Shotstopper is going to be under threat now from the elimination. But it's Liam B. Liam B is pushed out and is out of the question. Ricky Johnson is in second to Harry Cook. Look at this, Harry Cook is leading, so Ricky Johnson's doing well as well. Angleby in third. Guy Jolly is out, so Guy Jolly gets eliminated. So it's going to be between Stock's cart and Showstopper, and it could be. Oh, Harry's going to get spun, but he keeps going. The Ricky Johnson is there. Harry looks like he's going for the revenge, but he holds on. And it's down to the last four then. Angleby's quite close to Harry. Harry's in second, so still going to be good. But Ricky goes slightly wide. And it's going to be Angleby who's going to be eliminated next. Unless Angleby goes for a last minute dive, which he doesn't. So Angleby's actually very close. But Angleby has now been eliminated, so it looks like it's going to be Ricky who's going to take the win because Harry's quite far behind. Disappointing that Harry didn't take the win, but a good win for Ricky Johnson as Harry gets second. So a near win for Harry. His debut win could have been there, but not to be. Ricky Johnson though gets a really good win. I think that might be Ricky's first win of the season, as he only joined in from the first round last week. So there you go. Ricky gets first, Harry second, the rest follow on. So what they will now do is actually change their cars into the All Stars selected car, which is going to change for every week, and the sweeper has been chosen. So now that they've got the general public out of the room, and looks like everyone's ready in their sweepers, I think they're ready to go. Now the interesting thing about this, not all the cars seem to be at 270 for the level. Potentially some of them are not quite customised enough because I don't have enough money. So Liam B being the most notable. So it could be a couple that are at a slight disadvantage because of the speed difference. They could be adjusting that right now as of course shot stoppers at 272, so that could change. Yeah, it's got it down to 269. So I think we're nearly ready. We are indeed ready. So it's good to see a variety of car now, and in the All-Stars they will be in car roof order colour, so Liam B and Angle B at the front in the white roofs with Stocks Kart. I think, yeah, Shot Stopper, Chris Watkins, Billows and Harry Cook at the back of that one there, and then Ricky Johnson, Darren Parker with Guy Jolly at the back. And away they go. So it's a good start for Stocks Kart. Oh, that's Harry Cook, and there's a few rollers there, look at that. Harry Cook is on his side, so is Billows, so Guy Jolly, and there's a little bit of a nudge so Harry Cook can get back over. So in the lead then, Angle B, and whoa, more rolling. Oh, big roll for Stocks Kart and Liam B, as this is kicking off big time already. Angle B is I think leading. I actually don't have my list up of the leaders, so I will just change that. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, so it's Shot Stopper who's leading, so there's our leader, Shot Stopper in the pink. Angle B is second with Darren Parker in third, so Darren getting a little bit more luck with this one, as Stocks Kart is in fourth, and Chris Watkins is 6th with Liam B in 7th, and here comes Guy Jolly and Ricky Johnson on the outside. Billows looking good there as well, and Harry is last, but I don't know where Harry is. I think he's probably going around being lapped, unfortunately. So leading then is Shot Stopper still, and there's a three-way here with Guy Jolly and Ricky. Ricky and Liam getting together, and there, oh, that's Harry. That's where Harry is. He's facing the wrong way and also on his side, so you can't recover from it. And that's also, look, oh, big accident from Angleby. Look at that, somersaulting back onto wheels, so that's good. Stock's car going nowhere. So Shot Stopper is still leading with Darren Parker now in seconds. Whoa, Liam B and Billows, big air. Liam B, can he recover from it? I don't think he can, no, but Billows does. So massive accidents in this, lots of huge rolls. And Ricky Johnson, yep, Ricky hits the wall big time, but he's managed to get back onto his wheels. So yeah, this is more like a banger race than anything. Then that Shot Stopper still leading. Look how quick he comes into the corner, and that is now Ricky Johnson, who's caught on the mud. He has grounded it, so he's going nowhere. We are down to roughly 6 cars on the circuit now, as everyone else decided to cause a bit of mayhem, either upside down or caught on the mud. So yeah, this is really kicking off on this one. Shot Stopper still leading, and oh, that's Angleby as well. Oh, big contact. Shot Stopper actually pushes him back so he can continue on with the race. Darren Parker still in second with Guy Jolly in third, and that's Darren Parker being spun by Chris Watkins, but just manages to regain himself there. Ricky Johnson is still running wide there, but is in 7th position. He's got back onto the circuit, so that's not too bad. Oh, Shot Stopper nearly going off the circuit, and that would have been interesting if he actually crashed it. So Darren Parker, I don't think he's going to quite catch up with everyone, with Shot Stopper, but Shot Stopper gets the win then, as Darren takes second. So at last, a good result for Darren. Guy Jolly's going to take third in the purple there. Angleby's going to come round, even after rolling it. He's going to get 4th, so it's not too bad a result for Angleby. James Billows is going to come away with 5th, as Ricky Johnson's quite far behind. Chris Watkins has retired, as does Liam B, and as does Harry Cook as well. So yeah, very messy race, but entertaining at least to watch the accidents and the crashes. So something different. Shot Stopper gets the win then. Darren Parker was second with Guy Jolly in third. So we will go over to Kieran Server for the last of the elimination and all-star races. 2 races left. So it's been a busy evening, and we are coming to a close. So hopefully they'll put on a good show for us. Yeah. Nearly got caught up in the grid. So let's have a look and see what we've got going on here. Looking ready, looking good so far, with the front row being Benny, CJ, Youngie, Craig, Kellett, Kieran, Ben Watkins and Joe McCall. So it's quite a small group, this one. Could be good for some close racing. Away they go. Benny gets a fantastic start, but CJ goes up on the inside, and there's Craig, Kieran, Ben Watkins and Youngie get together as, whoa, Joe McCall spins out on his own. That's unusual. So Joe McCall's going to be eliminated first as CJ takes the lead, and that's Youngie. Oh, but he goes on the outside of the circuit. He's going to be eliminated next. Oh, CJ gets caught up with Joe, who's already eliminated, so CJ gets pushed down. Benny's leading then as he comes round to do another lap. Craig goes for the desperate dive, pushes CJ, but I don't think it's going to be enough, is it? No, Ben Watkins gets pushed out and is eliminated, so Craig just gets through by the skin of his teeth again. Another push from Craig and CJ gets pushed out, but is that enough? See, CJ rolls it, so Craig essentially is going to push himself to the point where he's going to be eliminated next. Here comes Benny, down to 3 already, literally within minutes. It's going to be Benny, Kieran and then Craig, essentially, unless anything happens. Kieran is going to be too far, Craig is already eliminated. Benny's got to make a big mistake for it to not work out. So there goes Benny, and Kieran is eliminated. So Benny gets the win, then Kieran gets second, Craig is third, with CJ fourth, Ben Watkins fifth, Youngie sixth, and Joe McCall is in seventh. So very, very quick. Over to the sweeper car, sorry. Will the sweeper race be as exciting and chaotic as it was in the first group? Interesting. I just realised that I think the guys have unfortunately they did start a race as an elimination race rather than a standard race, so Kieran needs to reset the race to an actual standard one. So in this one at the front we've got Ben Watkins with Youngie, Kieran, Joe McCall, and then of course we've got CJ, Benny and Craig Kelly at the back. Away they go. So Ben gets a fairly decent start. Joe McCall is there in second with Youngie in third, slotting in. And Kieran, whoa, Kieran's getting wild on those outer banks. Benny also wild into the corner, but manages to keep the car facing the right way. And that's Kieran spun out. So Kieran manages to get the car facing the right way and continues on. So far, it's a bit of a wild start, but nowhere near as bad as what it was in the first heat. So Ben Watkins is leading, Youngie's second now, and that's a big push there from Craig Kellett. That was rather aggressive. That's unusual for Craig to be that aggressive, so he's really going for it in this one. Ben Watkins still looking really good in first, as Joe McCall is in second. Benny going slightly wide, and actually that's Craig pushing him, so he's over on the banks there, but back onto the circuit, as Kieran is at the back of the pack so far, so Kieran struggling here. Ben Watkins still leading then. Joe is second with Youngie in third, but Youngie rolls it. Youngie is upside down, so Youngie is retiring and out the question. So Youngie disappointing down at the back and not coming back on the circuit. So Craig goes up to third then, and this is spaced out a little bit. CJ is in fourth with Benny in fifth. Kieran in sixth at the back with Youngie not in the race anymore. So Kieran is potentially going to be overlapped by Ben, who seems to be quick in not just a stock car, but also in something. Oh, Kieran gets out of the way. I'm not sure whether that was intentional, and actually that's pushed Youngie back over onto his wheels. But is Youngie going to rejoin? Probably not. Ben still leading, but Joe McCall looking quite close now. So could he potentially? CJ's on the end on his side. So CJ, Chris Clare out of the race as well now then. But as I say, Joe is looking quite close with Ben Watkins, so could potentially take the lead, and it's a bit good for Joe, who's had a slightly frustrating event and hasn't quite been on the form that he had when he got his win. So I think we're just down to 4 cars on the circuit, and this race between Joe and Ben is really hotting up, and Ben makes a mistake. He hits a bump and that's unsettled him, so Ben is down to second. Joe is in first. Joe McCall could take a win if he can keep the car straight. Look at that, he's drifting round. This is good stuff. Craig Kellett could now put Ben Watkins under pressure. CJ's managed to get back onto his wheels and back on the circuit, but this three-way fight is getting quite interesting. Ben goes for a real push, goes wide, and he's gone onto the dirt bank, so Craig gets into second now. So Joe McCall is looking like he's going to take a win, and he does. So Craig gets second, Ben Watkins gets third, and Benny gets fourth as Kieran takes fifth. I think Kieran's got to come round for another lap. There's Kieran. So Kieran's going to come away with fifth. Nice finish from Kieran as well, and there's CJ. So Joe McCall gets a last minute win again. Fantastic to see. CJ's got enough laps to keep going round. Is he going to beat the lap timer? No, he doesn't. So just three cars maybe finish. No, they just quit. So Joe gets the win. So thank you very much for joining us for the second round of season 3 of the BriSCA V8 Hotstox, and it's been a fantastic night of racing, and we will see you next week for round 3. So don't forget to join us. I'll be back racing, Kieran will be back doing the stream and the commentating. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you soon.